The House Science Committee decided to tweet some unscientific horse shit. Is really sad because, again, this is a government Twitter account. The House Science Committee. And what did they say? They tweeted a Breitbart News article. Breitbart News, which is a contradiction in terms. It says, global temperatures plunge, icy silence from climate alarmists. So what happened? Well, actual scientists responded. One of them said, this is fake news, bad science, and basically crap from the House Science Committee. And another one said, a classic example of false news. And I cannot tell you how depressing this is. By the way, I think it's Lamar, what is his name? Lamar Alexander or Lamar Smith? I forget. Whatever. There's a guy named Lamar who's the head of the Science Committee. He's a Republican. Climate denier. It's just so casual. The majority of House Republicans deny science. They just deny science. Yeah. Whatever. It's not like we're in the most important scientific body in the entire goddamn country. And by the way, these guys believe it's a hoax, just like Trump. It's a Chinese hoax. Chinese hoax so that they can make their manufacturing better and screw us over. Chinese hoax. By the way, how does the conspiracy work exactly? That's what I'm curious about. So all the climate scientists in the world get together in a room, which they didn't do, but let's just run with it. Okay, they get together in a room. And what? Well, we have to say global warming is happening. Okay, why? Yeah. So we want to say that the climate is changing because... Yeah. I don't know. What's your fucking argument here? You know what they go on to say when you press them? They say, oh, it's because, get this is adorable. The scientists are really greedy and they want government grants to do more research. I have a cousin who's a scientist. He was in the U.S., obviously. He eventually moved. He now lives in London. When he was a scientist, to getting government grants, he made Dickie McGee's X. He made nothing. Those grants pay dick. Big science is not where the money's at, yo. You know where the money's at? Oil companies. So they have the conspiracy exactly backwards. The real conspiracy is the oil companies pay basically fake scientists. So, in other words, scientists who, many of them, it's been proven, they were the same people who argued cigarettes don't cause cancer. I don't know what you're talking about. They would argue this. It's on tape in government committee hearings. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Cigarettes don't cause cancer. Come to find out, they were funded by the tobacco industry, and they said that. Those are the same guys. Literally the same guys argue now, I don't know what you're talking about. Climate change isn't happening. Climate change isn't happening. Trace where they get their money from? The oil companies. And the oil companies have a vested interest in doing that because they really want to keep making money, and they make a lot of goddamn money. Scientists, again, big science, there's no money in that. There's no money in those grants. So they have their conspiracy exactly backwards, which is why it's the saddest thing in the world. And they're just tweeting, that's just factually wrong. Global temperatures plunge. So the scientist explains, first of all, not true. Second of all, there was a slight dip for 1 year in temperatures from the already record high in the previous few years and decade. And you're just talking about land temperatures. You're not talking about the temperatures over the ocean. And you're not talking about the temperature of the ocean water. And you're not talking about the fact that the fucking coral reefs have been bleached. And you're not talking about the increase in natural disasters. And the list goes on and on of all the things they are not talking about. So you're wrong. You are wrong. They have we just recently breached the 400 parts per million threshold. Yeah, that's fucking disaster. They said that's the point of no return, basically. Sea level rise, happening. Drought and famine as a result of this stuff, happening. Wars over water, gonna happen. I don't think people really can wrap their mind around the devastation that's coming our way as a result of this. And to this day, people deny it. Some deny it, and some even go as far as saying, okay, whatever, it's happening, but maybe it's good. Stop with your bullshit and listen to the scientists. Enough with this garbage hack attempt to politicize something that is not political. It is scientific. And if those scientific answers happen to tell us, you guys got no choice but to go into that political direction, to disagree with that isn't bravery, isn't keeping it real, isn't an alternative point of view. It's monumental, colossal idiocy.